Hey y'all, Anson here from Ivey Forge. So today I am going to be firing up the forge later, but today we're actually working on a woodworking project. Yes, woodworking projects do happen with blacksmiths here and there. So everyone knows that I just got done building my shop. Those of you who don't know, go check out some of those other videos. I'll throw up a link up here. All right. So I do not have power that runs out to my shop. So for my blower that I use, as you saw in the video at the beginning, it's just a hair dryer that I picked up from Goodwill. And I don't want to electronically have that set up since I am just having to supply power to my shop with an extension cord. I feel that this is actually a safer way of being able to control the air going into my forge. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so here I have the piece of plywood for the air gate that I'm going to be putting into my forge. I have it laid out top, bottom, the sides, and I have places to be able to drill out holes. And I'm going to be utilizing a piece of PVC here, that way I can connect a blower with, and then the other side will connect to the forge. And it's just utilizing the rubber coupling to connect these together. Alright, so to be able to get the dimensions of this pipe, use a set of calipers. .28 mil. Yes, I use mil and imperial. I take half of that, which is 14. And on a wooden ruler, which I need to double check. Yeah, 28. Well, I didn't zero this out. Make sure you zero it out if you're using a digital. It is 60.4 mil. So I need to go down to 30.2. Alright, then on my ruler, just make a dot with a mark. Circle. Alright, if you need to use a straight rule to keep these nice and straight, you can do that. I'm not, because this box to me does not need to be perfect. And I've done woodworking for several years that I feel I can keep a fairly straight line without using a ruler or a straight edge. So there we go. Got top, bottom, front, back, side, and then one side is going to be a little shorter. It's going to be able to allow for the gates to come in and out. Alright, so I've gotten this idea from DF in the shop. I'll put a link to his channel down in the descriptions, that way you can go check it out for yourself. Alright, a link to that video. I said anytime that you're drilling, so I'm going to go ahead and drill these out. I put a second mark in there. That's for the basically the width of the bit. That way the edge of my bit will be close to that outside line. And then always put a backer board, that way you don't have tear out on the back side. So there we go, got the holes drilled out in both these. And like I said, I do not have a chisel that's round. I'm going to need to make one. So I have a file. It's actually a rasp. So I'm going to be utilizing that to smooth out the edges. Do a test fit. Alright, there we go. I just got to do the other one. Alright, so let's get the workbench cleaned off, and then we'll start the assembly. clamping required. Screws hold it in place. Alright. I'm also going to be utilizing just regular standard screws for the bottom to put on the sides, which I'm only going to do one side right now because the other side is actually going to be a shorter wall, and you'll see what that looks like later. Now I need to make the gate. Alright, so up to the point that you just saw, my other camera had died and I didn't notice it, so I've switched over to my phone, and I pretty much already had this thing put together by the time I noticed that my other camera had died. So let's go ahead and take this apart, that way you can see what I did and how I got it put together. Alright. Dang, James, I feel like you. I'm being attacked by a moth. At least mine's not a big white bat moth. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that's James over at County Line Forge. Good guy. I'll go ahead and throw a link down to your channel again down in the description, since I shouted out your name. Alright, so I do believe I'd already had the sides mounted in to this whenever my other camera died. Alright, so what I did is I put on the back. Alright, same thing. I screwed it into the bottom. I utilized those pocket holes, same thing as it did on the sides to hold the top in. Alright, and then I made some of these little blocks on the inside. Alright, there's one here, and then one with a 45 cut on it. And what that's going to do, alright, so I have my longboard here, and then I have a piece of just a plate steel. I don't even know, it's really thin, it's really easy to bend by hand. Okay, mounted, and you see it's at a 45-degree angle. And you just have to play around with this of where it gets installed with how much comes here, of when this blocks the hole compared to alright, so I don't know if you can see, but it right there, it's the edge of that wood just barely blocks that hole. Okay, then I have that sheet metal. All right, going in. My camera keeps adjusting the light. I really didn't. I did measure everything, make sure everything was the right size, but I didn't write anything down on paper. I was just doing this on the fly. I would highly suggest, if you are going to build one of these, plan it out a little bit, because it's that old adage or whatever is called, the measure twice, cut once. Okay, I didn't do that. So there's several things in here that I did have to cut more than once, including the steel But hey, it is what it is. That's how I am. A lot of times I plan, sometimes I don't. And this is one of those projects I said, hey, let's go do it. And I didn't plan for it. I just did it. All right. So I got the block on the bottom, and then those same blocks on the top just mirrored to each other. All right. So when that sits in there, what that's doing is that it's giving a place for this, basically a little guide, right? That's holding it in there. It's going to allow it to slide in and out. And then those blocks act as stops. So whenever it goes in, it'll stop at that spot. And as it comes out, it stops at that spot. All right. So we'll go ahead and get this top put back on. Alright, so this piece here, it goes into the center. It's basically the center wall that's going to allow the air coming in from the blower. It's either going to hit that metal piece, and it's going to force it to come out here, right, in between these two blocks that I have. Or whenever I pull it out, it's going to block off. So what it's going to do is where this wall is, that metal piece is going to hit on this corner, and it's going to block that off, that airflow from going out here. It's going to allow it to go straight to the forge. Alright, so this is adjustable. You can adjust it in and out depending on where it needs to be, all based off of your airflow. So if you have a stronger fan, you might need it to block the air off sooner than later if you don't have a very strong fan. Okay, so whenever you put this in, that's why I left it long. Alright, that way I can adjust it in and out depending on which blower or which fan I'm going to be using in the future. Alright, then I got my little wall here. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull that out for right now. I can get this back in. Do the other side. Alright, and I did mark where this goes inside the box. That way if I need to adjust it later down the road, I know the set point of where it needs to be. And since I have tested it, I am going to go ahead and lock this down with 2 screws on each side instead of just the one. That way it won't move on me. Alright, so there we go. And I'm going to trim this down too, to actually turn this into more of a handle. Something I can hold on to a little easier, be able to pull it in and out. Alright. And I think over time too, for just pulling this in and out, that it'll become easier, but you do want it to be a little stiff. That way I'll hold it, so no matter if I mount it this way, mount it that way, this way, whichever way I decide to mount it, that it won't just fall back inside. Alright, it's actually hard enough to where whenever I pull it up, it's going to stay there. It's not just going to fall. Alright, then I got my tubes. They go in, so whenever you're putting the tube in on this side, make sure that your wall is down, because you don't want that to stick in too far that that wall is going to hit it, because this rides basically right on against the side of the wall inside. So if that sticks in too far, it's going to hit it and it won't close off the hole. Okay, and I am going to epoxy these in. I do have a 5-minute epoxy, so I'm gonna do that off camera. That way you guys don't have to sit there and wait. All right, so you get those on, then you attach your blower. And then I got my handy dandy little tattletales. Lets me know where the air is coming and where the air is going. Or more, I guess, where the air is going, because I already know where it's coming from. It's coming from the blower. Alright. Then you turn it on. So right now my gate is closed. I have all my air coming in and it's coming straight out of the box. Right? And then I'll come back through and I'll open it up and I can adjust. So right now I have a little bit of air coming out of the box. Right? You can kind of see that. My tattletale is still moving, and I also have air going to my forge. Right? And then I can open it up even more. Now I have more air going to my forge and no air coming out of the box. Alright. It works just fine. So if you like this build, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And in another video, once I go fire up the forge, I'll show this all installed and how I got all that hooked up. So I'll include that with an actual blacksmithing forging video. Okay, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'll throw those links down in the description below. All right, and see you on the next one. Bye.